Hi guys, welcome to episode 15 of QuaranTUBE with Dr. Z. This is probably going to be the third to last video that I'm going to be making for you, which is kind of sad. I've been having a good time making these. They're super simple, but I've just been kind of enjoying pretending that you are with me when I'm making these videos. Today we're going to be doing yet another interleaved math lesson, more like a review, not a lesson, on adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing integers. So integers, remember, are positive and negative numbers. I mentioned in my last video that the next bigger math assignment you're going to get is order of operations equations with integers. And so after today's video, you're going to have a math assignment that is attached to my Schoology post that has order of operations, but with integers involved. Okay, so I felt like if you got a quick review of all of the different operations you're going to need for that assignment, that would be helpful. Okay, so as you can see, I've done the first two for you. So but the rest are blank because I want you to have a little bit of time to think things through as I'm talking. So this time I'm not going to give you like 30 seconds for each one, but I don't have the answers in so that you can basically do them with me, or you can do them ahead of time as you're watching. You don't have to like wait for me to do the next problem if they're easy for you. All right, so here let's get started. It says 5 plus 5. Oh, and notice I used the same number. Whether it was positive or negative, I used all fives just so you can see the relations, okay? All right, so 5 plus 5, obviously it's 10. Then we're going to negative 5 plus 5. That's gonna be 0, like you had $5 in debt, and then somehow you came up with $5, and now you have $0 in debt. Remember that analogy that I always used for like negative numbers equates to like debt or no money in your pocket, or like positive numbers is a positive amount of money in your wallet or pocket. So I'm going to be going back and forth using that example again. Okay, so here's a third addition problem. It's negative 5 plus negative 5, adding on more debt. So if you had $5 in debt before and you add on more debt, you're going to have negative 10, right? Now you owe $10. You're in debt, negative $10. We're moving on to subtraction. 5 minus 5, easy peasy, we have 0. Now negative 5 minus 5, negative 5 minus 5, you're in debt, but you lose $5 more. That means you're at negative 10. This next one is the one that a lot of you had trouble with in the beginning, and most of you were okay with it by the end of the unit, but pay attention here. This says negative 5 minus negative 5. So if we use the money example, you have $5 in debt, and your super awesome friend named Melody says, hey, you know what? I'll take away, or I will subtract $5 of your debt, right? Negative indicates debt. So again, you currently have $5 in debt. Your super awesome, generous friend Melody says, I will take away, I will subtract $5 of your debt, which means that if she takes away $5 of your debt, do you have money in your pocket, or are you evened out at 0? That's right, you're evened out at 0. This is why sometimes you see there's this quote unquote rule where if you see the two negative signs, which this is not negative, this is minus, but that's what people say, you can change them into positive, right? And we've also discussed that, but that's why it works. It's because you are taking away debt, and that's why it becomes positive. Right? So notice how that now looks the same as that negative 5 plus 5 is 0. Okay, that's it for addition and subtraction. for multiplication and division, standard 5 times 5, positive 5 times positive 5 is 25. A negative times a positive is always going to be a negative. So negative 5 times 5 is going to be negative 25. If this had been switched and it was 5 times negative 5, it would be the same thing. Here we have negative 5 times negative 5. When you multiply a negative and a negative, your product is going to be a positive. The same rules apply for division, but I thought we'd go through it anyway because why not? We have all the time in the world on our hands. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Negative 5 divided by 5, remember we said it's now the quotient is going to be negative 1. And finally, negative 5 divided by negative 5, the quotient is going to be positive. Okay, so I have reviewed for you today addition of integers, subtraction of integers, multiplication, and finally division of integers. Now, in the worksheet, you might find that you see something like this: negative 1/2 to the 3rd power. Okay, this is going to look like this: negative 1/2 times negative 1/2 times negative 1/2. So if we multiply negative times a negative, negative times a negative, you get positive, right? So this here would be positive what? 1/4 because you're multiplying across. But then here we're going to times negative 1/2. Now you're multiplying a positive times a negative, which means your product then is going to be negative. You're right, so it's going to be negative 1/8 because you just multiply across. All right, I hope that made sense, and I hope this was a great review for doing all of these different operations using integers. Hopefully the worksheet that I gave you isn't going to be too difficult, but really more of something that's going to help you review all of these skills, including our integers here. All right, okay, that was episode 15 of QuaranTUBE with Dr. Z. Again, after today, you'll probably only have 2 more videos, at least 2 more YouTube videos. So make sure you don't miss any of those. And I am looking forward to talking to you guys soon. All right. Bye-bye.